The U.S. has signed the $95 billion foreign aid package. In one move, the U.S. has taken aim at its three biggest adversaries at the same time: China, Russia, and Iran, or what the U.S. Speaker calls the new axis of evil. While it's the funding for Ukraine and Israel and Taiwan that's getting the most attention, it's actually the fourth bill that carries the most punch. It's here that the U.S. is taking aim at TikTok, and this is something that I've gone into detail in the past, where if the US bans TikTok because China doesn't allow it to be sold, then other nations may do the same. China faces a new Huawei type situation where other governments may go after TikTok the same way they went after Huawei's 5G. However, there's an even more significant part to this fourth bill, which is the US has approved confiscating Russian assets and reselling them, or even just giving them to Ukraine. This is an enormous step for the US. This is the start of a new kind of geopolitics between the West and Russia. The West collectively controls anywhere from $200 billion to $400 billion worth of Russian assets frozen in Western markets. So far, the West hasn't known what to do with these assets other than it wants to use them to rebuild Ukraine. The US is now taking the lead. The Russians have warned against this, that if its assets are confiscated, Russia would confiscate Western assets too, a tit-for-tat move. Of course, what will Russia confiscate? There are many Western companies still operating in Russia. Those could be targets for the Russian government. So a new geoeconomic war has begun between the West and Russia. And for the US, this could be a challenging time because other nations may begin to review their investments in the US and the West. In their eyes, if the West can go after Russia when geopolitical tensions flare and confiscate the Russian assets, could they confiscate other governments' assets next in the future?